Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today, as you can see, I'm in the same clothes as another video I did. I try and film on the weekends, it's much easier for me, but we're going to try out this. So this is the Melt Cosmetics Petite Stack. I've been really wanting to try these just because I feel like it's unique and travel friendly, and it's a neutral palette pretty much. So these I bought, these are usually like $30, and there was some weird sale going on. It was 50% off. This was 50% off, so it's 15 because I had bought some gifts as well. And I really was happy about trying this for myself. So as you can see, the packaging, this is the neutral browns. The warm one was out of stock, but the neutral one is probably more up my alley. And there you go, that's what it looks like. So they are typically, like, Melt Cosmetics is known for their stacks. Well, they got little mini stacks. So there's the shade names on them. You've got, they're the neutral brown. Of course, this is the top. Then your next shade is called Mellow. And there's Mellow. Then you take this guy off to reveal the next shade, which is Glint. That's gorgeous. And then they're cardboard, by the way. Take it off to reveal the next shade, which is Tawny. So you see it written there? That's Tawny. This is a mostly matte palette, or stack, I should say. Next shade is Almond. You see it written there. And they're different fonts too, which is cute. There's Almond. And then the last shade is called Cafe, which is something that it's my favorite color so far in the name. There's Cafe. So yeah, you have 5 shades. So there's 4 there, and the last one. And then of course you have your top, which also has Melt embossed on there. So we're going to try this on. I am going to swatch these as well. So let's go ahead and swatch them. So the first shade, Mellow, it is a brow bone shade per se. That's a brow bone shade, yes. So happy. That is it. The next shade is Glint. Which is your shimmer? Sorry, I can't talk today. Ooh, that's pretty. Not as light as I typically go in a shimmer. Ooh, but that is pretty. Next shade is Tawny. This will be a nice crease shade. Oh yeah, perfect crease shade actually. Almond, a little darker. And then your last shade, Cafe, which is the darker brown. Ooh, now see, that is a functional palette for me. Stack, I should say. All right, let's try it on. I have decided to bring my camera a little bit more forward when I do eyeshadow and lip kind of review things, just because I feel like this is better. And FYI, I've been wearing my makeup pretty much all day, so it looks a little dry in this area, that's why. And I didn't bother to take off my mascara because I forgot I put waterproof on. We're going to work around it. So using the Essence Jelly Grip, I'm going to let that kind of sit. But my earlier days, I should say, I would always set my eyeshadow primer, which I would use I think it was, I used to use the Painterly Paint Pot from MAC, and I also used to use the original formula for the eyeshadow potion from Urban Decay, and I used to just set it down. Or if I went cheap, I definitely love the Ulta one, the old formula. I don't know, I haven't tried the new formula, so I'm kind of curious about it. All right, we're going to start off, but anyways, I was going on with that I usually would set everything with this. Now that my eyes are older, I do not sit with that. I'm going to go ahead and go in with Cafe, you know it. My typical eyeshadow look. I just feel like I'm able to use all the shades with this kind of eyeshadow look, so that's why I do it for purposes of how easy I can do an eyeshadow look, this is something I would also teach a lot of my customers if they were looking for an easy, quick eyeshadow look. Okay, pretty good. There's Cafe. Now we're going to take a blending shade. We're going to take Almond. Use a buff excess. And use that to buff the edges. And let's take it in. Let's take it in a little. That does a really good job at blending. Little choppy, just because this is a little bit of a tacky type of eyeshadow primer, but honestly, it keeps my eyeshadows all day. Taking more of Cafe with a fluffy brush to kind of, there we go, fluff those edges a little more. Just take it in a little more. Take Almond. All right, cleaning off the excess. Pick up Tawny. Excess. And we're gonna just, ooh, Tawny's nice. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, went a little too far there. Tawny's a lot lighter than I thought it would be on my skin tone. But it's nice. All right, so we're gonna go back and build back Cafe, because that kind of went away with Tawny. I'm gonna get Almond again. Just blend. Definitely something I'd want to use for work. This is so nice. All right, we're gonna take, I'm excited about this one. We're gonna take Mellow. Look at that. Now, brow bone shades I don't typically go for as often as I used to, but it's nice to tie everything together. All right, so it's not super bright like I usually like it, but that's okay. Who am I to judge when I am not as savvy with my eyeshadow as I used to be? We're going to take more, clean off this excess here, take more of Almond and blend that a little more. I really want to bring that here. Okay. Now we'll take Tawny and just softly blend that edge. These blend really nice, by the way. All right, we're gonna go back, take more of Cafe, add a little more, just to deepen, take a little bit in that crease, deepen that edge. Go back in with everything else. Well, actually just Almond. I think I'm just gonna need Almond. Ooh, that is nice. I'm gonna take my finger for glint. Look at that. Ooh. Ooh. This is definitely a win on this palette. I mean, stack. I keep correcting myself. Taking more of Cafe. We're gonna blend that towards, kind of mush glint in that together to make a gradient. Oh, that is gorgeous. Melt. What are you doing to me? I'm going to take Mellow and we're going to just pop her right there just to add a little something. And then I'm going to actually do Cafe on the lower lash line here. And then we'll take Almond. Oh, different brush. Almond to buff that in one another. Just to add and meld the two worlds together. Now we're going to take, and I can't use my finger for this, so I'm just going to use a flat brush here. Oh, and use glint to mimic what I had. Now, I like this eyeshadow look because, and this method, because it opens up my eye a little bit more. I'm just putting a little bit more of mellow there. Now we can stop there, add liner, whatever you want to do. I'm going to do the other eye different. All right, one eye is completed. I added a wing on there. We're going to do a halo eye. Let's do something different. Let's go ahead and, I think I'm going to start though with a crease shade. I'm going to start with Almond because I feel like Tawny is just a little bit too light for my crease. I'm just going to go, wow, you can even just do that. That's nice. Let's take Cafe. This is going to be like my more intense look, I guess. Not as intense as typically what I do with color, of course, but a little bit more, I feel, intense. So we've got our dark placement there. We're going to take Almond. We're going to buff those edges. And just blend, blend, blend. Now this is nice for if you like a little more drama, but you still like the neutrals. I feel like this is a nice way to do so. All right, now we're going to take Almond. Sorry, have my. This is my Amor y Mariposas mirror. I use it a lot. My husband has taken over my Beetlejuice one. I like these mirrors. They're really good. I almost thought about getting that Bailey Sarian one because it's like a deep red. But I was like, I'm spending for other people, not myself. There we go. We're going to get mellow. Just add that to the brow bone. It's almost the same exact concept. Less, I would say a little bit more drama. Oops, sorry, I hit the camera. I'm just going to close that a little. I'm just adding a little bit more of Cafe for drama. Just going to blend that. Go back into Almond to blend that edge. Perfect. Now we'll take Glint. Beautiful. All right, so I was gonna save this for another video, but my cheeks have faded and I want to really try this. I put berry lips on. I don't know why, I just did. So this is I have been on the search. High and low, been praying to the makeup gods. Please help me find a yellow blush. I've been dying for a yellow blush. Now, why you might ask? I don't know. I think they look phenomenal with blue eyeshadow. I've never tried it on myself, so we'll see how that goes. I want to add this. There might be another one I might try, but for now, this is going to work. I watch this YouTuber called Batty Bean, and I really like her eyeshadow looks, and she put on this blush. This is from Give Me Glow Cosmetics, and this is called the Dream Cream Blush in Mustard Moment. When she put it on, she layers blushes, but when she put it on, I was like, oh, that's a yellow blush. That is what I'm looking for, because I saw something, what's it called, that Ritual brand. They had a yellow blush like that. I know I have kind of like blush right now, but I am going to add a little bit more powder on top to kind of dull it. Probably should have saved this for another video, but I'm impatient. right, we've dulled it. Let's grab a brush here. It's a cream, and it's yellow. That is yellow. Ooh. Yeah, see, might be a little light for me, but you know what? Let's try her out. I like that it comes with a compact mirror. How's it gonna layer? Oh, that is yellow. That, I might have put a little too much on, but that is yellow. All right, let's do light dots. I'm taking off my makeup, that's why I'm doing this. Wow, okay. On top of powder, it's not the best, but it's lightweight. It feels like nothing. All right, I have my Tier foundation here because I'm just gonna use this to blend that. Oh, okay, that's better. So I feel like with a beauty blender, it would do better. It does not quite go with this look, but wow, that is a yellow blush. That is exactly what I was looking for. I know it looks nuts on me. I probably will layer it because this is very yellow for me. Yeah, it's better probably with a beauty blender or powder. I just put way too much on one side, but this is the yellow I was looking for. However, it is not quite wearable. I would probably use this with other, like, more, I would say, looks that are a little bit more avant-garde, like my typical, like, Halloween looks or whatever. I would probably use this a little bit more, or I could layer this with something. It's wearable if you put powder on it. You can see it's just not friendly with powder, but that is yellow. Stay tuned. I'm going to try this out with looks, and I'm going to try this out a little bit better. I couldn't wait. It was sitting right here, and I was like, no, I want to do it now. First impression? I now know how to try it on better. That is pretty, though. It's a little too yellow. So I would say there's one out there that I have my eye on, and that is the Singe Beauty one. I think it's called Persimmon, something Persimmon from Singe Beauty, and I'm going to put this orange blush on top. Okay, see, it's more like this kind of speed. So I'd say it's a little bit better if it had a little bit of orange in it for my skin tone. Okay, yeah, for sure. I know, I look nuts. But I had put this on top of it. I'm thinking the combination of these two make pretty much that persimmon shade from Singe Beauty, which I'm still wanting to try. I really do want to try Singe Beauty so much because I love Angelica. She's probably one of my favorite ones because she's my age group. She is in that age group, and I love that she does not stop wearing intense makeup, because I, for one, once I turned 40, I was like, I better slow down on the crazy makeup. Or once I started working in the office, I was like, you know what? I need to dial it down just a smidgen. Sorry, I'm adding bronzer to see how it looks. Alright, yeah, like I said, another video for a completed, cohesive look. But yeah, I can do that. I can manage that. Back to what I was saying. I like the fact that she still wears intense makeup. Something that I loved working in the beauty industry is testing out different eyeshadow looks. I would have, and you've seen my channel, how much it's changed over the years and how less intense I have been looking, just because I work at a school. It's just not suited to be yellow blush. But I like doing this on the weekend, and I also like doing this, I don't freelance anymore, but I still like doing this, maybe for holiday, Thanksgiving, who knows. I kind of like this, and I want to really put this together with some more orangey shades, bronze shades, brown shades to make it more fall-esque. But again, like I said, this is a tryout. I couldn't wait to be determined. We're gonna keep seeing how we can make this work even better. But anyways, I love that she emulates that age group, my age group. I'm 42. She's, I think, around the same age. But to not give up doing makeup like this, like yellow blush. Doing makeup, doing crazy looks, not really crazy, but I would say creative looks. And I want to keep doing that. I definitely want to keep doing that. So shout out to Angelica. I've got my eye on that persimmon blush shade. And as well as that teak, is it called something teak lip liner? It's the same, I think, tone as that. And I really want to try her new one, the owl one, or the one with the really bold greens and oranges. My mind is spent today. That's why I can't remember crap right now. But anyways, I really do want to try Singe Beauty. It looks interesting to me. I'm all about indie brands. I think they're amazing. I have since not really bought, I have not bought any like mainstream brands like I used to. I used to love Urban Decay. I used to love Too Faced. I have not purchased any of those. I find cheap makeup now, drugstore makeup or indie brands. I love indie brands now. Indie brands do eyeshadows well. Anyways, this video turned into the blush and not necessarily the stack. So what do I think about the stack? The stack is life-changing. It's so soft. I feel like this is good for my job. Very easy to do. You got 5 shades. You've got them compact. I'm definitely going to travel with this. Easy to use. So yeah, I would recommend that. But if you're wondering what I'm wearing on my lips, this shade from Hot Topic. If you haven't found these, find them. If you find them, get them. They're amazing. But yeah, absolutely love this stack. Really cool. Love the shades. I think Glint is really pretty. It's like punchy, but not too punchy, which is something I really like in neutral shadows. It's very soft glam type look. I know it looks crazy with the yellow blush. But anyway, stay tuned for my yellow blush adventure. First blush that's yellow. You know, yellow blush. More yellow orange now that I look at the yellow on me. If you can find me, put in the comments where I can buy a yellow, leaning a little bit orange blush. I'm not as pale to take on this yellow, so a little bit of warmth, a little bit of orange to it. Like I said, like the Singe Beauty blushes, the persimmon one, that one would probably work on my skin tone because it's a little deeper and it's not as yellow. It's more orangey yellow. So if it has a hint of orange in it, it'll work. But if you can find anything else besides the Singe Beauty one that's in that range, yellowish, orange, marigold almost, let me know in the comments. That way I can go and see if I can find it and see what works. On the hunt still for that perfect yellow-orange blush. This is yellow. I will say that is yellow. But it's cute. I like the shade. It's really pretty. On me, not so much. On this look, not so much. But we're going to play with that. Like I said, I'm going to play with that. And if you want to buy this, it's not on sale right now when I'm filming this. But I'm sure Black Friday deals will be coming if they haven't. Hopefully this will go on sale. I know if you buy 5, you get 50% off. I don't like that. I liked their old sales where they would have $5 lipsticks. I would always get I got my Beetlejuice one, the Mariposas one on a Black Friday, and then I would just haul a bunch of lipsticks for $5. But this isn't bad. If you're in the market, I wouldn't say this is $30 worthy. When it goes on sale, pick it up. I do like Melt Cosmetics. So That's the end of my video. I hope you like these looks, and if you want me to do any more looks with some eyeshadows I have tried in the past, please let me know in the comments which one, and I can do a video on that. And if you want to see more adventures in yellow blushes, like, subscribe, comment down below so you can help me find more yellow blushes that I can work with. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.